Hi, my name is Victoria and I'm a life coach, and today I want to address the topic of emotional pain. I think commonly referred to by Eckhart Tolle as pain bodies, and I want to talk about how they affect our life experience, affect our perception, affect our ability to experience truth in life and facts, and how they can create distortions in what is actually happening in our lives. So just a bit about my company. My company is called Emerge Transformational Life Coaching and Neuro-Linguistic Programming. We went into coaching and NLP for the simple reason that it really gives impetus to the individual who's being coached to quickly transform their lives from where they are to where they want to be, as opposed to long, lengthy processes of therapy. Through coaching and NLP, we can take you from where you are to where you want to be much faster, just because of the techniques and methodologies that we use to get you to shift and change and transform yourself. Basically, we reprogram your brain. It's wonderful. It's a fascinating science, and it is based on science. And so our work is remarkably successful. I know I've tried it myself, and that's the reason why I went into this field, because of what it could do for me. So anyway, enough of the marketing, PR. Let's just get on to pain bodies and emotional pain. So we all have emotional pain, right? And no one is exempt from that. We develop these pockets of emotional pain throughout our lives as children, for many different reasons. They can be as small as a little thing, as being scolded or being shouted at by your teacher, or it can be as traumatic as a car accident, or as losing a loved one, or many more trauma experiences that could create emotional pain. Those pain bodies don't go away, even though we often go for therapy and we try and deal with it or we suppress it. They do not go away unless you can transform and transcend the pain itself within you. And there's a method of how to do that. You will find that your sensitivities around certain things become heightened, and at some points those external experiences can trigger old pain pockets, or for want of uniformity, let's say pain bodies. Okay, it's not a bad thing, it's just a real thing. It just is. It's what it is. It's the way our psyche works. It's the way our whole mind functions, and the way our ego actually functions. Our pain bodies are attached to our ego. And believe it or not, our pain bodies actually need to survive. They have a desire to exist, to be acknowledged, to be validated, and to be given energy to continue their existence within our egoic state. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking exactly what I was thinking when I started learning this stuff. Is I don't want to feel pain. So, I'm not perpetuating pain. I don't want to feel. This is a horrible feeling. I don't like it. But at the end of the day, actually, we do perpetuate pain, and we can look for instances and circumstances that bring up the pain. And the reason why we do that is because somewhere in our subconscious, we are trying to deal with the pain that exists within ourselves. So these pain bodies can be dormant and then triggered at a moment when something reminds us, whether consciously or subconsciously, of that experience, of the painful experience. Or they can be active, and we can see active pain bodies in people who are generally depressed, negative, aggressive, defensive in all of their dealings with people, or just difficult to get on with. Those pain bodies are then extremely active within those people, and they affect everything around them. So if we think of pain bodies and when they're triggered, they come up through our eyes. So if you think of your perception of life and your mind's eye of perceiving what is happening with you or happening around you, those pain bodies create a filter or a film of interpretation. And whether you like it or not, it does. It's a subconscious thing. It happens whether you want it to or not, but that film of perception is there. Depending on how deeply entrenched the pain is and how intense that experience was for you, will determine how much that filter affects the perception of your experience. Okay? It then goes without saying, distorts what we're seeing and what we're experiencing and how we are interpreting that experience. And that distortion can cause tremendous upset and difficulties, further difficulties in our lives. It's the reason why people who've experienced trauma in relationships continue to experience trauma, even if they find a healthy, well-rounded, solid individual. Those pain traumas will affect the way that they experience anything, even good things. And it goes without saying, those pain experiences create questions within ourselves that cause us to question other people around us, cause us to question the meaning of things that happen, cause us to question how we experience both joy and sadness. And the problem is, one pain body doesn't exist in and of itself. It exists compounded with other painful experiences over time, as well as happy experiences over time. But because our brains are wired to be negative, the joyful, happy experiences don't necessarily take precedence or dominate our emotional state. And depending on the psyche and the emotional makeup or the psychological makeup of the individual, character makeup of the individual, their life experiences, they will either move more toward negative or more toward positive. And so it is a reality that we have to face. What we do in life coaching and NLP is we take those pain bodies and we help you deal with them, dissolve them, create a path for them to be acknowledged and recognized in a healthy way, but quickly transform them into something that dissipates and allows you to freely experience life in a more joyful, happy manner. So our pain bodies require validation. And so when let's say somebody upsets us and they've done something really bad, and we can see in our reaction that we want acknowledgement of what they've done wrong. We want them to apologize. We want them to know how much they've hurt us. And so in that is just a simple example of how when we are in pain, we seek out and want our external environment to feed back to us an acknowledgement of that pain. I'm not judging that, but what I am going to say to you is when that happens continuously and ad nauseum and in circumstances where you're not even aware that that is happening, it is an unhealthy state to be in. A healthy state to be in is when you have a pain, emotional pain that needs to be dealt with, you deal with it, you forgive the transgression, even if the transgression is something you've done to yourself, because that can also be a trigger, right? It doesn't necessarily have to come from the outside or from somebody else or from another circumstance. It can come from within you. You could have done something to hurt yourself. You need to forgive, and you need to be able to let go of the need for all of that acknowledgement. It is in attachment to things, to people, to the way people behave and treat us, that causes a lot of our suffering. It's a whole different topic, and I think I've done a video on attachment. But forgiveness is one of those powerful, powerful, powerful tools to overcome pain that has been caused to you. Now, I'm going to deal with forgiveness in another video, but what I actually want to talk about just to wrap up, is how when we can take these pain pockets, these pain bodies that are within us, and deal with them and overcome them and transcend them, you become an incredibly powerful human being. You take back control of your life. You take back control of how you feel about things. You take back control of your relationships. You take back control of your emotions. You can actually live a happy and joyful experience in life no matter what is happening around you. And you can actually find within yourself the ability to overcome all the blockages that you're experiencing in your life, whether it be in your relationships, in your career, or financially, or physically, if you're looking to develop physical strength within your body. I mean, some of us have blocks with regards to physical exercise. There are so many things that we overcome by dealing with these pain bodies and these pain aspects within us. They cause resistance. They cause subconscious roadblocks in our lives that we are not even aware of. You can try and overcome them yourselves. I'm going to invite you as an NLP coach to be coached, to work through an NLP practitioner, and to actually give it a chance to be a positive aspect in your life. I can tell you that in my life, I've seen how NLP has changed me. It's changed the way I think, it's changed the way I function, it's changed the way I view the world. And I am 100% in control of myself. So you tell me. We invite you to come and talk to us. Let's work through your pain. Let's deal with those things that are causing you blockages. And let's help you become all of who you are meant to be, because that's who you're meant to be. God bless. Namaste. Have a wonderful day.